How about them Dodgers, fellas?
Yes, sir.
Man, congratulations. Congratulations to you guys. Congratulations to you guys and all my LA Dodgers family and friends out in California, Los Angeles area. I know you guys are going crazy right now. And this is for y'all right here.
Back to back. That's all I can say. Back to back.
All I can say is it was a lot easier watching it last year than this year.
Yeah, what happened?
It's just, it was so nerve-wracking. Like, to the point, like, my anxiety level was off the charts on this. That's how close it was. You know, I stayed up for that 18 inning game.
And what time did it end? Like at 2, right?
That probably 2 your time. Almost
Yeah,
midnight.
right.
Almost midnight our time here. And I thought, once that happened, it's a wrap. We got this, right? Then we lose the next 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Then down 3-2. Anxiety level skyrockets back up again.
Drew, you called it.
I called it, right? Did we record that part?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was recorded. You called it, man. You said it's going to game 7, guys. And
I
if
didn't
it goes
expect
to
it
game
to be that
7,
close. I didn't expect it to be that close. That was an amazing.
we knew if it went to game 7, more than likely Dodgers going to win.
No, I mean, even when they were down, I kind of just had this feeling. I was around when what was it, 1987 with Kirk Gibson? Was that the one? Or was it 85?
We're not as old as you,
88.
though.
That was
Relax.
88.
We're not as old.
88.
That was 88.
Man, I
88.
remember that home run that he did. I mean, it was
Yeah.
just the most memorable baseball moment for me. And last night, or the game 7 was very close. It was just every part of the thing was just, it felt like it was just meant to be, you know?
Yeah.
It was destiny.
That was a crazy game. You couldn't
Especially
have
coming from
scripted it any better.
Well, the Kirk Gibson
Yeah.
game was from behind too. They were down, and it was just that
Right.
one last pitch. It was kind of like the Freddie Freeman home runs, you know, last year, right?
But look at it. This had to be defensive play
Yeah, it
after
was
defensive play after
pitching.
defensive play after defensive play. I mean, it's a game of inches.
And it
Crazy.
was.
Game of literally inches. And somehow, you know, we didn't make those mistakes.
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
We didn't make those mistakes. That shows kind of that championship
Like I said, it felt
experience.
kind of like destiny. It was destiny. Like they were just going to come back. I mean, you know, being away and down and, you know, the unexpected hero, right? I thought it was Ohtani. He swung at the first
Right.
pitch, flight out, you know? Same
Well,
time, flight out. I was like, why did
Well,
you
let-
do the first pitch?
let me ask you about Altani, though. Both you guys. I mean, is he the GOAT,
I'm
or is it too early?
In this modern era, absolutely.
yeah.
That, you know, the Blue Jays were complaining about, I guess the umps gave him a little bit of, you know, somewhat extra time for him to get out of his gear and get up to the mound to start his warm-up pitches.
Mhm.
So the Blue Jays were kind of complaining that he was getting too much time,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to do
Wow.
that. It's difficult. It is absolutely difficult at that level to play on both sides
Yeah.
up there.
Mhm.
This is what you see in Little League. In the Little League World Series, you'll
Yeah.
have, you know, usually the pitcher
Are
is,
the best
you know,
player.
is the best, are the best
Right,
players.
right.
Yeah.
They'll take you deep. That's the only time that you kind of see that.
Well, have you ever seen anything like him ever in baseball?
No, I mean, the closest would be Babe Ruth,
Mm,
but that's Babe Ruth, you know, was still nowhere near, you know, the pitcher that he is.
yeah.
And
then Babe Ruth quit pitching to just hit. So he's been a two-way player kind of from day one.
There's
That's
just an
crazy.
aura. There's just an aura about him. When we went to watch the Angels game, I was able to witness him hit a home run, you know, with the Angels. So
Wow.
it's one of those players that, you know, when they get up, you know, on the mound, on the base, or I mean on the plate, they're like, there's a really good chance he's gonna hit a home run. You know, it's just one of those players. It's just
Yeah.
like you kind of expect it.
And how old is he?
He's
So-
31, I think.
Super young. Wow.
And, you know, so he had like a vision board, like, you know,
I
he
saw
wrote
that.
down everything that he wanted to accomplish
Wow.
there, you know, and he's checking them all off out there. So, you know, it's one of those generational players that probably, you know, we're not going to see anyone near that, maybe in our lifetime or towards, the tail end of our lifetime. Hopefully that will, I guess, inspire, the younger generation here that, hey, it is possible. Well, pretty much impossible, but still
Right.
possible to do and strive for.
I think
And being that young and just having so much more career ahead of him, I mean, at the pace he's going, he's gonna hold every record in baseball by the time he's done. I mean, he has the potential to do that, right?
there's a lot more records to.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, probably, I wouldn't say all the records out there. He will set his own records.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
setting the bar. And just like that last year, he was going for 50, right? 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases.
Right.
To get that. He was in a game against Florida Marlins out there where he went, what is it, Drew? Like 7 for 7
Yeah.
with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs on
Crazy.
his 50th game.
Right.
That just stuff doesn't happen. And just when you think you've kind of figured him out or, kind of got his number, look what he did in game 4 against the Brewers, put us in the World Series out there, hitting 3 home runs, pitching almost 7 innings, striking out 10 batters to the Milwaukee Brewers, who had the best record in baseball this year.
Wow. I mean, I'm looking at it like how amazing that all these Japanese athletes are leveling up in all their respected fields of sport. You know what I mean? And for me, I look at it like it's a testament to just how laser focused and disciplined their culture can be when they're really, really focused on that particular thing. They've made strides in basketball, like leaps within the past, 6, 7 years. And then, they're dominating the sport of baseball now. It's like, I think it's a cultural thing. I mean, you know what I mean? That, in my opinion, I think it's a cultural thing. Like the Japanese really know how to laser focus on something and they're super detailed of how they're going to achieve that goal, whether it's, strength and conditioning, strength performance, analytics side, studying the skill development side. I mean, it's incredible to watch.
Well, it's a dedicated culture. They're very dedicated. They're committed. It's almost like they can't fail. It brings a lot of shame if they don't succeed. So they put all that burden on their process, It's like they're not doing it for themselves. I mean, look how humble Otani is. I mean, come on. It's like he'll bow to the other side before he bats. Yamamoto will pick up trash afterwards. I mean, it's kind of a spiritual process.
He's probably low-key not humble, he just can't speak the English too well. What if in real life he's like just some totally different dude image than
Under
you
his
could
breath,
even-
he's like, I'm going to kick your ass.
where the bitch is at? Like, man. that'd be
funny,
fun.
Mama.
funny story on that. With Otani tips his cap, for his first at bat to the opposing
coaches,
manager, right? To the opposing manager. So earlier this year, they had that scrum with the Padres where he was hit
I saw that. Yeah.
intentionally, right? And when he got hit there, the benches were about to
Yeah, and he told
to
them
clear on there. He told our guys, "Don't worry about it. I got it. I it didn't do anything to me. I'm fine." But at the same time, the following games they had with the Padres, he didn't tip his cap to the manager to the point where
So it's like no respect, right?
kind
Like,
of
out of
like,
respect for
okay,
someone. Right.
I understand why you did it in there, but I still don't like it.
Yeah.
Right.
He may not have shown it on the field, but in the following games, that customary tip of the cap to the opposing manager out there, he didn't do that to manager the Padres anymore.
Well, like in sport, you have to have some kind of level. I don't care how nice or how humble you are. You have to have some kind of level of ego and a confidence that borderlines cockiness, in my opinion. You don't have to vocally express that, but your body language has to show that. It's just a part of sports.
Well, you're
If
going
you want
into
to compete,
battle. You're going into battle.
you're going in a battle.
Right? So
You're going in a battle.
you're not
You
there
gotta
to.
have a killer instinct.
Yeah, you got to compete. If you're super nice, if you're the super nice guy, I mean, just take basketball for example. You're gonna get attacked. There's a target on you. Like, I'm gonna just hey, mismatch here, give me the ball. Like this guy right here, he's not going to do anything. You know what I mean? He's not going to push back. He's not going to, I'm going to elbow him and he's not going to do anything about it. You know, it's just,
Well,
that's
that's what
just
you
sport.
mentioned about the Japanese culture, that there's that honor code, like the samurai warriors,
Yeah.
you can be very vicious, you can want to defeat your enemy, but the samurai had a lot of honor. So whether they win or lose, they still kept their composure, and they have a code that they follow no matter what. So that's even higher than their emotions, and it's refreshing. You
And
see.
that's the thing. People forget, like Japanese people culturally, they're some of the nicest people on earth. But don't get it messed up. Their history, they have a history of warriors. They're a warrior culture. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
From sumo wrestling to samurai to them trying to conquer the world at one point, right? I mean, they're these are warriors. People forget that.
Well, they took over Indonesia for a while, so I don't think
Oh yeah, I
Indonesians
know.
will forget.
My mom used to tell me stories. She was like, she was telling me stories that was handed down to her from her parents, right? Her parents used to tell her like the Japanese were so brutal to the Monadonese, and they preferred the Dutch because when the Dutch ruled Indonesia or Manado, Indonesia in general, but in Manado, my family's from Manado, they were like so nice to the Monadonese in comparison to what the Japanese did to the Monadonese. They were like torturing them. And I'll never
Yeah,
forget that. I'm just like, the
yeah,
Japanese? And then I go to Japan, I'm like, these people are the nicest people on earth. Like, they can't speak a lick of
Yeah.
English, but they're willing to help you, man. They're willing to help you. So I was like, wow, we talking about the same people here? It's crazy.
I hear my mom lived through that as a young little girl. She lived through the occupation and and the bombing. My aunt just told a story about her, my mom, and my grandparents out there during the occupation, where my grandfather was a pastor, so
Mhm.
the Japanese didn't like that
Right. Right.
back then, and he was imprisoned for
Wow.
a little bit. So yeah,
Wow.
definitely some interesting history between
Hey, I want to
the
ask
country
you,
and cultures.
how did Mookie Betts play, man?
Mookie,
Yeah,
Mookie,
what did he do throughout the series? Anything?
I think, well, he had the 2 RBIs in game 6. He kind of got out of his little, hitting funk out there. But I think where Mookie made his major impact in this series is defensively.
Okay.
Unheard of at the professional level for a Gold Glove outfielder, Gold Glove any position, to switch positions
That's crazy.
out there. And he was the highest rated defensive, top shortstop out there.
Wow.
And was his first full year playing shortstop. He
That's
did
great.
start off at shortstop a little bit last year, but then ended up back in right field. But he played the entire year at shortstop. So Mookie's always been a beast, but probably this series it was more defensively.
Oh, how long is his
And
contract till?
he had like a 10-year
Really?
contract when he got traded. When he got traded to the Dodgers, what was that, in
Yeah.
2020, and that's when the
10
Dodgers
years?
re-signed him
Wow.
to a contract.
The
Boston.
funny story about Mookie, like, about 4 or 5 times in my life, I've been called Mookie Betts. So there's this one time I was outside somewhere, and I was sitting down, and then all I hear from across the room, "Oh my gosh." I hear a guy screaming like, "Oh my gosh." And it kept getting louder and louder. And I looked, when I looked over, he was staring at me. And I was like, wait, is he looking at me or is he looking at somebody behind me? So I looked behind and he starts walking towards me. And I'm like, do I know this guy? I was like, this guy doesn't look familiar. And he goes, you look just like Mookie Betts. I mean, he's like 2 feet away from me. And I'm like, no, it's one of these. He was like, oh my gosh, this guy. And he starts looking around and trying to get confirmation from people like, this guy looks just like Mookie Betts. I was like, oh my
Is
goodness.
this in LA or Houston?
This is in Houston.
Okay.
This is in Houston, bro. Yeah. I was like, no.
Well,
Yeah,
there
it
is
was
There you
there
go.
is kind of an uncanny resemblance out there. You're a little bit more light skinned, I would say,
hey,
but
but hey, I can't get that dark though. Like in the summertime, Drew's seen me.
Well, maybe
I
we can
can
go
I,
to a Dodgers game, one day, get dark and, put on a jersey and let's go walk through the gates.
I Somebody's actually told me to do that. Put on a Dodgers jersey at cap and try to get into the players' entrance.
Because you're 5'10", right?
5'10". We're the same
Right.
size, and
You're pretty much like, yeah,
we're the same size.
physically.
We pretty much weigh the same, and he actually plays a little bit of basketball too, which is
That's
crazy.
right. That's right. I think was he the one that bowls too? He
Yeah.
played every sport.
Yeah,
so-
I mean, he's a super
He
athlete,
was like a
but
champion, yeah, a bowler or something like that. Like
yeah.
He's bowled 300 games.
So yeah, people at least 4 times in my life, people have called me Mookie Betts, bro. They're like, "You look just like Mookie
In-
Betts." I'm like, "What?"
Indo Mookie.
The Indonesian
Oh,
Mookie Betts?
yeah,
That's funny.
well, again,
you need to go to the bowling alley then and see if anybody recognizes you.
I can
He's
bowl a little bit.
a bowler too.
That's funny.
Too funny. But let me share Mookie's stat line you see on there for 2025. This was a off year for him, right? 258 average. You probably say, all right, that's that's not Mookie-esque, but 20 home runs, 82 RBIs, 152 hits. That's like
That's
an
a down
all-star.
year, and
That's
that's a
an
down
all-star caliber year for
right,
others
right.
out there.
That's crazy. And that's a down year for him. Wow.
well, but that's
Greatness, man.
that's the beauty of baseball is that you can have all these stars in your team, but when it comes to the postseason, the World Series, like you have really unexpected heroes that just come through, and that's the
Yeah.
beauty of it, because every position is important, every play is important. It can make or break, the game, the series, and it's like that's what makes baseball so beautiful,
Right.
And now to see all these, the highlight of I mean, the people that is, the most, I guess, honored in baseball are Japanese players, man. That's another thing
Yes.
where the public is just, all love. I mean, they may not like the
Yeah.
Dodgers, but they definitely respect Otani. I mean,
Yeah.
come on,
Right.
it's very, very unusual, especially us growing up here. We never imagine,
Right.
people looking up to Asian baseball players,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
wanting to, dream and play like them. Like
Right.
that's not how we grew up.
I mean, it could be pretty significant, if when it's all said and done, the greatest of all time in baseball is Otani. You know what I mean?
Can you
A
imagine?
Japanese player. That's crazy, right?
Well, imagine what it does to the Japanese league, and the pride that the country, has, the
And
recognition.
more. And the youth, like they're inspired by him. They want to be the next Otani. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
You're just going to see more and more. So it's incredible to see. But that's what it takes, just that one person to break through and become a mega star at
And
their field.
it breaks stereotype, I mean, in the past, like who was the first Asian player, Ray? Would you remember? It's not Ichiro, right? I mean, there's other players before him, right?
Ichiro is probably the most famous.
Right.
Ichiro is probably the most famous, would you say?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I think Otani
Okay.
mentioned that he looked up to Ichiro,
Yeah.
So my point is, can you imagine, if we can get some Indonesian athletes, right, into this kind of like level of, in this professional sports, imagine how much that would inspire future Indonesian kids,
No, absolutely. We gotta start with the level of discipline and dedication and detail and mindset.
Yeah.
We have to kind of mold that culture into these athletes, these future athletes of Indonesia.
Yeah.
Hey,
Who's
switching
that?
topics, huh?
Speaking of Indonesian athletes, who won the U.S. Open match, Ray? There's that Indonesian female tennis player.
Can't think of it.
Recently, I'll pick it up. I'll put
Yeah.
tennis player.
I mean, there's nothing more inspiring than, seeing.
It's a female.
Yeah.
Was it Janice?
Janice Chen.
Jen?
Janice Chen.
I'm not sure about that last name. I thought it was a different last name.
Like TTJ.
Yeah. There's a TJ in it.
Yeah, Jen or something like that. Yeah.
Can you read it? What did she accomplish? I think she qualified, or did she?
Let's see. Like how recent we talking?
We're talking about 2 days ago.
Well, August 24th. 2025, a few months ago. Yeah, earned her first singles win in a Grand Slam tournament in
I,
22
s-
years.
I see something right here. 2 days ago.
Yeah.
This is 2 days. Basically, in winning the WTA 250 tournaments last week, Victoria Mboko and Janice Jen capped two of the most impressive rises on the women's tour this year. While Jen defeated Kimberly Burrell to win the Chennai Open singles before adding the women's doubles title alongside co-patriot Aldila Sujati. Yeah, they got some pretty good wins.
Yeah. Impressive,
Significant. I mean,
right?
yeah, I guess a first of ever. She's only 23. She went 15-4 through her first 19 matches of 25 and then won 27 more in a row. Then yeah, okay. She played it. She went to Pepperdine. Is she American? Is she a heritage? Is she Indo-American or what?
Wouldn't be surprised.
She went to Pepperdine. Okay. Didn't say where she grew up, but interesting.
Oh, we have a friend. Me and Ray has a good friend, Delwyn. His daughter's in playing tennis in a college. So
Where?
I can't remember which school. Do you remember, Ray?
No,
But it's kind of neat how, again, there's a lot of Indonesian heritage players in every kind of sport in the U.S. Tennis,
Yeah.
soccer,
Basketball.
basketball, of course. And there could be more. We just they
I
probably
believe
don't
it.
even understand their heritage.
I believe it. 100%. Hey, NCAA basketball has kicked off the 2025-26 season, and it is live. Kicked off yesterday, and I'm excited, man. One of the best times of the year for me is college basketball season. College basketball season, baby.
Who's your team?
Well, I grew up in Indiana, so I'm always to my core, I support Indiana Hoosiers, Indiana University. But of course, I live in Houston, Texas. I'm supporting the nationally ranked Houston Cougars. Got to support them. I watched them in the finals last year lose in the last 2 minutes. That was heartbreaking, and I was at that game in San Antonio. Broke my heart.
that was crazy.
Broke my heart. I was at that game.
That was like the NCAA men's basketball version of the Yankees, where it's just a complete implosion.
Implosion. They were
I lost to
literally
it.
winning. They were winning all game.
Like-
They controlled the whole game, and it was in San Antonio, so that's pretty much a home game for Houston. Everyone, we're talking, they played at the Alamo Dome. We're talking about 92,000 people. Everyone was like getting ready to just blow this roof off, party. Like at halftime, it was a party in there. Like, we got
Kind of like
this,
the Blue Jays Game 7 game.
Oh no, not even like that.
dude.
This was it was
Brutal. The
brutal.
last I mean, we literally watched it go from amazing to bad like this. In the last 2 minutes, they just fell apart. And we were just seeing this lead go just inching closer and closer. And then they took the lead. Florida takes the lead. And we're just like, this is not even real. This can't be. To where, Drew, like literally 90 something thousand people, silent.
Yeah.
The arena was dead silent. You could hear a pin drop in there. People were in shock. It was crazy. Yeah, but this year they're ranked number 2. Purdue's number 1, and the Final Four this year is going to be in Indianapolis. I plan on going to that, hopefully, and I want to see Houston, redeem themselves, man.
Let me
I
ask
see
you a
that.
question, Ro. Have you ever experienced that kind of like complete breakdown at the very end? Like, I mean, like with your 15 years experience, was there some games or some championship games that just had that kind of sense where did you lose one that close or did you win one that close? Did you have some experience?
Both.
Yeah.
I've been on both ends of that. I've lost close games. I've won close games, and those games when it's so tight, especially if it's in the playoffs or semifinals, finals, everything is heavy. Every possession is heavy. Like your mental focus has to be so at a different level. It's hard to explain that you channel everything out and you're hyper focused, but yet still reactional and instinctive. It's hard to explain, but it's a different tone and pace
Wouldn't you
that you're
use
in
wouldn't you
when you're in there.
use the word manifestation to describe that experience? Because we all play sports, and there's just times when you're like you're an underdog, and you're like, man, I really want to beat these guys, and you just kind of manifest in your mind, like I just find there's gonna be a way to take them down.
Yeah, no, definitely. You got to think you can't control everything because the other team is and the other players and coaches are doing the same thing. You know what I mean? They're manifesting too. And you could feel the energy. You could feel that kind of energy in the air. And
Yeah.
it's hard to explain. But, my crazy brain always thinks like this too. It's like, I don't know. I can't explain it. But I always think of like, I want to see the worst case scenario happen
Hmm.
all the way to the edge to where it doesn't happen, but I want to see what happens if it gets all the way to the edge right there and how I can manipulate that and get it back. My brain thinks like that. I'm
So
sick.
it's like you're lowering your expectation, right? Because you're like, okay, I'm just gonna lose. It's not gonna work. But then you're like, I see it where it's not working. But then you wanna kind of now you see it clearly, because it's like,
It's like we're up 18 with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. My brain goes into like, I want them to cut it within two, and then I want to see how or what I can do. You know what I mean? My brain is weird. I can't explain it.
uh,
Maybe it's the thrill of that too, right? It's like you feel like that there's a certain scared adrenaline thrill of danger, right? That I feel, and I like it. My brain should not work. A person's brain should not work like that, by the way. And the scary part is that I kind of apply that to life sometimes too, which is not good. Yeah,
that risk taking, right?
man, it's weird. I can't explain it, Drew. I can't. I really can't. It's weird. I don't even know what you diagnose that as. Like, what is that? That's a problem. Can't be normal.
Well, does it take you to another physical level? Like, is it kind of adds adrenaline?
It definitely does. But the bad part is sometimes I don't overcome it. Bad thing really happens.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I mean, what do you know, what do you call that, Ray? What's the explanation on that brain? Weird. I
it's
I don't
risk
know.
know.
taking. It's risk
Yeah.
taking. You know,
Was
you're
that
just a risk taker.
fight or flight?
Yeah.
No,
It's like,
it's
I wonder I wonder if this happened. Well, that's what my brain's talking
No, but
about.
definitely, I think it's a definitely a male character, right? I mean, we grew up around the same time, and we learn how to take risks. I'm afraid for the new generation where they don't have that kind of sense of like, okay, let's see where I can take this. Maybe they're just unaware of consequences. They're unaware of any kind of solution. So it kind of takes them away from even trying. You know.
As I got older, though, I try to catch myself before my brain starts to go there, because it's like, no, dude. You know what I mean? Like the other part of my brain is like, no, don't start thinking like that, dude. You're gonna manifest that bad thing, and then you know what I'm saying. So it's like it's they're both battling inside my brain. Like, no, 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 stop, don't start thinking like that. But it's like, well, it'll be fun though, man. Let's see where this could go, and then the other part's like,
Well,
no,
doesn't that
trust
make
me,
you
we've
doesn't
done
that
this.
make you a good analysis person too? Because if you're a coach and you see your players do that and have that moment of, whether it's uncertainty or maybe they're like arrogance, and like you can kind of control that. And I think those are good qualities for a coach,
It can be good qualities if you can channel it properly, you know what I mean?
because
Definitely.
they've definitely experienced both cases, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of
It
good
can it
coaches have that experience.
yeah, yeah, no,
The Phil
absolutely. It can
Jackson, Pat Riley,
yeah, it can definitely be good, yeah. Let's talk about the Lakers, fellas.
Lakers. So you talk
4
about
and
the
0.
Lakers. Well, let's see. What are they on the power rankings here? Let's just pull up the power rankings real
Dude,
real quick here on
let's also talk about how good they're doing without LeBron.
right?
I mean, it could be because he's not there.
I mean,
I mean, you know what I mean?
that's what everybody's commenting on.
And what's gonna happen is it's putting a lot of pressure on him because he has to be in his own head right now thinking, "When I come back, we have to continue to win, or else, it's going to fall on me that, I'm the problem or I'm ruining chemistry or I can't lead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That has to be weighing on his head. It would mine if I was him for sure.
Yeah, Lakers are this was from yesterday, but they're 6-2.
Hey,
Right.
I think
Right.
they're number one in the West, right? They're number one in the
Right.
West. Yeah.
No, not
No?
because OKC
OKC.
7-0. We have a better record than Denver. We've played more games
Houston's got 3 losses, I
than
think.
there. It was 2 losses as of yesterday, early yesterday.
Houston?
So yeah. So I don't know if
Okay.
I don't know. They lost. So yeah, Houston still has. They won. Houston won yesterday. So right now,
They
top
beat Dallas. I think it was a
the
Dallas.
West, you got OKC 7-0, followed by San Antonio 5-1, Lakers.
Okay.
And then the Timberwolves at 4-3. That's your top 6
Wow.
right now. So early thoughts for me, Oklahoma City, no surprises there.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's what we kind of expected them to be. San Antonio, I think slight surprise on my end. They've gone really to a hot start. So we'll see how that plays out. The Lakers at 6-2, winning 4 in a row there. I think that's, even though I'm a Laker guy, that is a little bit surprising.
Ray, why is there a black screen? I'm looking at a black screen.
Is it black screen? Can you not see the
No.
the power rankings on there?
No.
Could you see that before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was able to see it before.
It wasn't clear, but it was there.
But anyways,
It's funny. I'm on a group.
back to the kind of to the Lakers out there. I don't know if you caught any of yesterday's game out there. No
I've seen the
Luka,
highlights.
no AR.
Yeah.
It was DeAndre Ayton's return game
Yeah.
back to Portland.
How about?
Out there, and Portland's has a decent start. They were 4-2 before yesterday, and they're like top 5 in defense
Saw that.
out there. But I think
You
JJ's got the scheme rolling. I think for the team.
I think it's dangerous for this early on the season though to kind of be kind of give really really high praises to a team. It's just because it's so early. I mean, 82 games is a lot of games. So many things could happen, right? Injuries could happen. LeBron could return. Just so many things, man.
But I think it's one thing that you remember me saying, a few weeks back, is that when we first talked about the Lakers, are they gonna get off to a slow start, or are they gonna get off to a good start? Are they gonna dig themselves in a hole, which they've done the last few years, and have to kind of dig themselves out of a hole, to a pretty decent start? It was Jake LaRavia. I think it was one of those names where if you don't know who that was before, it's starting to get around that this guy can play.
Yeah, the guy that no one knows who he is.
The guy that no one knows.
Yeah,
who
right.
he
I'm like,
is.
he can play. I'm like, who is this guy? And
So-
now I know he's from Indiana. He's from the state of Indiana. He went to Indiana State. I'm like, okay, of course he could play. That's my home state right there. It's a hooper.
Absolutely. So, I think Luka's looked good, but they're gonna have a test. I think I don't know if it's tomorrow or this week. Our next game is against the Spurs.
Like with the NBA season being so long, I don't even like to make any predictions until we get midway. The halfway mark is when I'm like, all right, this team is legit or this team is, trash. Just let's get to the halfway mark before I even start making some real predictions into the playoffs. You know what I mean? Lakers, I'm not sold. I'm not sold on the Lakers right now. It's just way too early. It's cool to watch, but it's just way too early, man. Teams aren't really playing defense yet. I'm being a Laker hater, low key, right now.
At the same time, it's true. It's early.
Too early.
In the season, but the West has always been a beast, and you can't get off to a slow start. You look at OKC's already 7-0 out there.
And that's the thing. Did the Lakers get better? If they got better from last year, how much better did they get? Because the West got a lot tougher.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
like I said before, you can see the Lakers anywhere from finishing from 2 to 11,
Yeah.
right? That's how, and you could probably say that with a number of those, mid-tier teams out there. The gap between 2 and 11 is probably only going to be 3 to 4
Yeah. Yeah.
4 games.
Of course.
There's I wanted to see a decent start. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Decent start. It's not digging ourselves, in a hole, so that we can kind of build upon that
I got
through
a
this
ear
year.
I got a early prediction on MVP. My early prediction on MVP is Wemby. And the reason why is because he's at a mind state and an age where he probably will not want to take any load management games. He's going to try to play every game, right? He's at a place where he wants to dominate, and he's already doing that. But he has like a chip on his shoulder. He's trying to prove everybody that he's the best in the world, and he's even said that in a couple of interviews. And I think they're actually a good team this year. So the reason why I think he's going to win, God forbid he gets injured, but if he's able to play all these games, he will get the MVP over Luca, because I just don't think Luca's going to be able to play that many games, as you can already see, right?
Oh,
So that's my early
do
prediction.
these players have a choice with load management protocol?
Yeah, I think they do. It's like, like you're playing, they're going to come to you first. They'll probably suggest it, like, hey, Drew, maybe you should, maybe you should take these next couple games. We're playing against some teams that, we should be okay against. You should probably take these games off. And then you're going to be like, if you're Wemby, you're going to be like, no, I want to play. You know what I mean? Like, or if you're like Embiid, you're going to be like, yeah, I'll take these games off, So it just depends on the player.
There's
If
so
you're the
much money
star,
involved.
you
There's so much money involved. The team might not want that. Just the risk involved is the sponsors.
they're going to suggest it. They're definitely going to suggest it to you, if you're the franchise player. But, a person like Wemby, man, he's young. He's like, nah, I'm trying to play.
No,
Like,
I love it. I mean, I hope he keeps that mindset.
I think so. Just from judging by his interviews and everything like that, I can kind of understand how his brain works. And he's trying to be the greatest, we've ever seen. He's trying that. He's showing us a lot of different things just to prove, like, I'm going to give you guys something you've never seen before at a level that you've never
I saw a
experienced.
video of him training with Elijah one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's that, like, he's constantly wanting to get better. That's what that shows me, right? Constantly wanting to learn. He has that kind of attitude. So that's a sign of greatness, man. You know what I mean? And he's not doing it for show. He's actually doing it to just, like, improve, right? Add something on his weaponry. So yeah, man. Wemby, I said it first. Wemby is my early prediction for MVP this season.
Okay, my early prediction is Luca.
Yeah,
That's who I'm
valid argument.
that's who
Valid,
I'm going for.
valid argument.
Two different types of players out there. Wemby kind of I wouldn't say came down back to life, only scored 9 points against the Suns the other day.
Yeah.
So I know we all have our off nights here and there, but it'll be fun to watch. And you got
It'll
the
be fun to
Lakers.
watch.
You got the Lakers and Spurs this week.
Where are they playing
So
at? LA?
I think it'll be in LA down at Crypto. So another test for both teams. Are they
Yeah.
gonna
Hey,
take
you guys
that
gotta
next step?
hey, you guys gotta come to Houston, man. Let's go to check out a Rockets game, man.
That'd be fun.
It'll be fun.
Let's do it,
It'll be
Ray.
fun.
Most definitely.
Let's look at the schedule and see when the Lakers are playing the Rockets here, and then we'll check it out.
No,
Now that you guys don't have Dylan Brooks over there, it's gonna be not the same, but
Yeah, I know. I actually like Dylan Brooks. I thought he was
know.
a good piece of the team, but I mean, we're solid already right now, so we're not worried.
I'll have to find someone else to hate. Give me time. I'll pick someone.
What other topics do we have on that list, Ray?
Here, hey, let's talk about a little bit about Ja.
Oh, yeah,
My man,
that's what I knew we had something.
Ja Morant in
Ja
the
Morant.
headlines. In the headlines again. So
Yo.
this is what I've seen and heard on
Yeah.
on Ja. Not really meshing with the new coach. Is he Finnish or Danish? I think he's Finnish.
Yeah, I think he's finished.
Finnish coach on his style where they play 5 for like 3 to 4 minute stints, and then they rotate the next 5, and it's a constant turnover where Jaw's only playing like what 24, 28 minutes, and I think that's where it all kind of the discontent stemmed from.
What's that system called? Anybody knows? Was that
What's that?
what's that system called? I mean, why does he do that? Why does he coach
Well,
that way?
let me give you a little background on this coach, right? He's a Finnish coach, so very he's well known for his and successful. He's well known and very successful in his system. And his system is playing very, very fast. He's pushing the ball every chance they can get, right? He wants to get the ball past half court quickly to get early opportunities. And they're playing 100 miles an hour. So that's why he likes to rotate a lot of players quickly just because they're going so hard, go so fast, right? He's probably doing it to prevent injuries too, right? He's just rotating a lot of guys. So that's his system. And he's won a couple European championships, been very successful. That's why he's their head coach. He was an assistant, and then he implemented that system as an assistant, and it's a successful system. He's proven it in Europe and now in the NBA, and then now, he's the head coach. But I think there's a disconnect there. The NBA is it's a little bit of a different environment. It's more entertainment based. So you can coach that way, but you have to balance that with communication. And I think that's where the disconnect is between him and Ja. There's not a fluid communication yet. And I think they're trying to figure that balance out. And it might be too late to even, mend that at this point. From what I'm seeing from interviews and how Ja is speaking, it's not a good place. He's very upset. You can tell by his interviews, and he doesn't want to say it out loud. But he's saying it out loud, if that makes sense, right? To where his energy is saying, well, the coach is not really respecting me in this. I'm the franchise player. So you go ask him, right? And actually, I've been in a situation like this. It was my second year in Indonesia, and I don't need to name any names, but this is funny. I woke up one day after a loss, or I think it was in the semifinals or a playoff loss, a series loss. I woke up the next morning with a bunch of text messages, and then somebody they had notified me that morning, said, "Hey, have you read the paper?" And I was like, "No, why?" They said, "Go check out the paper." I read the paper, and my coach at the time had blamed the loss on me. And he was blunt with it too. He actually said, "We didn't perform because Mario didn't lead us, and that's why we lost." He really blasted my name out there. And I was getting calls from the owner trying to be mediator. The owner called me and was like, "Hey, newspapers, they like to twist words, they like to blow things out of proportion. That's not what he was really trying to say." I was so hot at the time. I was so mad. I was like, well, I haven't had an explanation yet from the coach who actually made these statements, right? So, my mindset was like, no, F you. You know what I mean? Like you throw me under the bus just because you don't want to take any blame as a head coach for the loss. You know what I mean? This is basketball. There's 12 guys out there on the floor, right? I mean, you can't single out one guy and say it's his fault. Or you can, and if you feel that way, but you can't say that publicly in the media because that's not good for the player. And even though people watch the game, right? If they say it is my fault, then let them say that. But you, as a coach, should defend me and your players at all costs, right? So I'm kind of seeing this frustration from Ja in the media, and he's trying to express it, but he's being very professional by not, you know, well, as so far he's being professional enough not to explode and just kind of expose what's going on in the locker room and him and the coach. You know what I mean? So I get it, man. I get it. It's a tough situation, but you gotta be professional as possible in these circumstances.
How much more patience does ownership have with Ja, though,
Well, I don't.
at this point?
So I think that because of Ja's history with the law and marketing, brand marketing for the NBA, as far as the things he's done on a negative side, I just think that this is not a good look for him in that case, right? He has a history of being a problem, hurting the image, the brand of the team and the league. So doing things like this, I just think it's going to further tarnish his name. And he's such a young, talented player. That's kind of sad to see. You know what I mean? He has to really pivot and think about which way he wants to go with this. If I was him, man, I would reel it in. I'd reel it in and really, really strategically plan what my next move will be. And it's not going to be burning a bridge with the Grizzlies because 2 wrong moves, you're going to be out this league quickly. You know what I mean? You'll be out this league tomorrow. I
Well,
mean,
well,
they got other young stars that could fill your place like this. Cooper Flag, one of them. Wemby's here. Like Ja, don't think that you're invincible because you're not.
well, wasn't there a precedent in a similar situation with Iverson, right? I mean, wasn't Iverson
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit of a loose cannon? I mean, the owners have to kind of figure out, like, okay, maybe I need to bring a coach that's a little bit more, discipline, or maybe a different kind of system. I mean, there's got to be some kind of
Yeah.
conflict resolution going on here, and can't just
I
be on
mean,
jaw, can't be just on, you know.
but if you look at the recent history of how the business of the NBA is doing it, players don't have that much weight in these situations. Luca was traded just like this. You're a franchise player. You know what I mean? Luca was gone. The coach is still there. I'm not saying the coach did anything wrong, but I'm just saying like your star power doesn't really mean too much anymore in this environment. You know what I mean? You could get traded tomorrow. It's not a thing. So I think Ja has to really realize that and take that in consideration, in deciding what his next move is.
Well, you don't think
And
Ja has
I don't know.
leverage? He's got leverage too. I mean, if he does leave, the Grizzlies, then I think a lot of teams would love him. Probably pay more for him to go.
I'd love to see him at the Rockets. We need a point guard right now. Our point guard's hurt. I mean, the Rockets, hey, come to the Rockets, man. Let's get it. You know?
He can play this controversy right. He could use this as leverage. He's like, I'm not happy. I want to
Yeah,
go.
Yeah.
And
he could.
I
He
can't.
definitely could.
He can play it off like this is not reconcilable. I want to go.
Yeah.
I see his time in Memphis coming to
Yeah.
an end
Yeah.
here
I agree.
shortly. I know that what I've seen is the ownership and the GM are really committed to is it Tomas Lasalo, the coach?
Yeah,
Coach
right. Yep.
on there. They're
I
committed,
agree.
there. But
I agree.
what are some of the potential landing spots for him? Out there. I know as a
I don't
hometown
think the
Houston,
Rockets have that in their budget, you know.
it's a tough move on the financials
Yeah.
with with him. I know, it's funny. I was having a conversation with my son on the way to school about this. On okay, what are potential trade destinations? For a job in this case. I could think of maybe Milwaukee
Mm,
could be one out there. You pair him up with Giannis. They're kind of lacking
that'd be tough.
a star point guard. Out there.
Man, LeBron's gonna figure out a way to team up with them.
Right.
He's plotting right now as we speak. LeBron's on the phone right now
He's
making phone
texting Ja
calls.
right now. He's like, keep getting upset. Find
He's
your
like,
way
"Look,
here.
we'll trade,
Wait,
we'll trade AR, we'll trade Hachimura, we'll give up everybody, man. Just come."
yeah, I don't think that one will happen.
LeBron's plotting right now,
Maybe
bro.
a few years ago that would have happened, but I think we're set.
I think LeBron's on his way out. That's what I think. Low key, maybe not even low key, but I think he's on his way out. And I don't think
He may not even
I
want
don't
to come
think it's
back.
just this.
Again, he doesn't have that much leverage that's go around because of
That part.
who's going to take on that contract, who's got assets to send back,
Yeah.
back, to match that contract.
And it's not worth it at his age. It's just not worth it.
At his age.
Not worth it.
I
5 years
think
ago, they would have did it.
I think I'd be surprised if he gets traded this year by that fact alone. But I think the more likely scenario is that he signs as a free agent
I-
next year
I'll
somewhere.
tell you what, when that happens, it'll be a great day. I'm back to being a Lakers fan. I'll tell you that right
I
now.
have a lot of friends saying the same thing. Yeah.
I'm back to being a real Lakers fan when that day comes. Telling you that right now. Be in there with my Kobe jersey.
Well, I think he's not going to retire as a Laker. He's probably going to either
My goodness, I hope
retire
not.
in Miami or Cleveland.
The right place to retire, if I was LeBron, would be Cleveland, where you started and where you're from. You know what I mean?
How's
See, that's
Cleveland doing
only
this
right.
year? Well, that's why
Cleveland?
I don't
they
think
don't do well this year. Then bring in LeBron, one more year, retire. That's it. I don't think he has 2 more years.
because let me tell you something. I do not ever want to see a LeBron statue at crypto ever in my life. Ever. Please do not do that.
Because he's gonna want a Bronny statue right next to him.
And he doesn't deserve it. He needs to stop this.
Hey, Bronny had like 6 points last night.
Bronny has 6
Or
points.
was it 8 points, six assists? I think.
Bronny had 6 points. Bryce had 0 minutes. Yeah, they're doing great. I'm
I
hating.
saw, yeah. I did see the highlights on Bryce though. They
He didn't
played
get in.
He got in.
Did he?
Yeah. No, I don't think he scored anything, um, but all the highlights I saw was him missing shots. I don't know if I can
Wait,
pull.
are you talking about against Florida? I don't think he got in
No,
against
no,
Florida.
not against Florida. They were playing Embry Riddle. Okay, no. I saw the highlights against Embry Riddle. A tiny aviation school in Arizona.
Yeah, I seen that. That was like,
Out
what are
there,
they like?
which I didn't
Yeah,
even know they had a basketball team.
exactly. But against Florida, he did not get in at all. They won though. They got a monster freshman. Xavier Lee, he did his thing for Florida. He had a tough shooting game, but he ended up with 14, 5 assists, something like that. But decent game, but not the best game. Yeah, he could play.
Yeah, so we'll have to see what happens. With the jaw drama. Moving forward, I think his days are numbered
I agree.
there. It just doesn't make sense for him to be there. He needs a fresh start,
I agree.
somewhere. It's just a
Well,
matter of
honestly, I think the NBA is gonna like this kind of drama. They need as much PR as they can. They want
Yeah.
to draw the attention from the gambling thing. They just want to any kind of PR is better than that. So
Right.
they can milk it. It could be, maybe it was by design. Who knows? They need some kind
That's
of
true.
distraction, to be honest.
That's true. I agree.
Because
Good stuff, fella.
more things might come out, man. More things
I
might come
know.
out. You may have to do another segment on gambling, man, because I think there's
I
a lot
think
more coming out.
I believe so.
It might
I
ruin the
believe
whole
so.
season, in my opinion, because I don't think they can't suppress it like in the past. They can't suppress it. So if it comes out, then the season's gonna
Dude,
be really affected.
things are coming out about gambling in UFC. Did you guys see that? Like, what? And then also, was it a college football game or an NFL game? Did you see that? The guy, I forgot what team it was. I'm sure you guys seen this highlight.
He was running
He
away.
was going after the quarterback.
That was
There was a
best.
straight line,
Yeah,
a path to get the quarterback, and he stops and waits for the defender to get in front of him, and then he's acting like he's trying to. I'm like,
that was against the Chiefs.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that? Yeah. So it was against the Chiefs. What, dude? Are you kidding me, bro? Like, come on. This is getting out of hand at this point.
Well, we're in the age where we can just see everybody's moves, everybody's, there's this camera everywhere. So you got to be a good actor. You can't
And the sad part is these guys are not good actors, bro.
right. That's what I mean. It's like, it's so obvious that people are just like one after another. It's being exposed. So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of depressing.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand, man. It's getting out of hand. And then this UFC thing too. I read today, and I'm like,
That's awful.
really? They're rigging fights?
Because we've had suspicions, right, with fights, with boxing and stuff like that. And so now if it's getting to the UFC, and I think they're already refunding some money. I don't think
Yeah,
it's like
I
alleged.
did read
I
that.
think it's
Yeah,
like they're already returning money.
confirmed. Yeah, crazy, dude. Man, nothing is as they seem, is what they said.